Thank you for clicking on this video. I want to share something about Camino that probably no one tells you. Because of course, for those who did Camino, you might heard that, oh, there was a magical journey, it's such beautiful nature, a lot of things unfolding for you. There's a lot of things, the emotional moment when you reach Santiago de Compostela, and almost nobody talks about what happens with you after, when you back home. So I did Camino twice already, and even after the second time, I still did very similar mistakes that maybe after this video, you don't have to repeat after me. You will be more prepared. In this video, I'm going to share you 5 reasons why Camino is probably something that you need right now, and also 5 challenges that actually whatever you get in your Camino, all these insights, all this beauty, what are the things that can actually sabotage everything if you're not really good prepared? So stay with me, and I think the 5th challenge is the most impactful one. So by the end of this video, you will understand why Camino attracts the people like you. Maybe the one who already feels somewhere inside that something needs to change, but nothing is happening. You don't know where to start. And also why people who walk the Camino actually lose everything within the 2 weeks when they get home. And how make sure that these things doesn't happen to you. And actually, it doesn't matter if you really walk the Camino in Spain, in Portugal, or in your own city, what I will share works either way. Before you start telling me, oh, but I don't have time for this, I'm not going to go to Spain, I'm maybe not fit enough, I'm not athletic enough, I'm maybe not spiritual enough, doesn't matter. What you really need, this uninterrupted time with walking 1 or 2 questions that are really important to you, and you kind of postpone it already for a long time. Let's not mention even sometimes years. And let me tell you actually what happened with me on my first Camino. Because 7 years ago, I walked half of the Camino Frances, it's about 355 kilometers, with 2 questions. One question was very personal, it was regarding my marriage. At this moment, I had a thought that something doesn't work, like in our marriage, in our relationship, and I was thinking to divorce with my husband at that moment. I just want to have clarity on that. And the second was about my career. I was already thinking to really quit corporate life and really start my own business. So I was working with those 2 questions. And the interesting thing happened, unexpected to be honest. I've got answers. Both answers, very clear answers to both of those questions. And both answers was yes. Yes to divorce and yes to quit the corporate and start your own business. For the first question about the marriage, although the answer was yes, I still give myself another 6 months to really sit with this, to really maybe give a slight chance to see how the relationship would evolve. I did it really intentionally, consciously. And after 6 months, the answer was the same, yes. With the career question, something different happened because the answer was yes, quit corporate, start your own business. And actually, I even received the very particular answer. It was about build the adventures coaching. Not just like coaching business, it was really adventures coaching. So what happened with my career question, and what I'm proud to that girl 7 years ago, she never came back to corporate. Because at that moment I was kind of, okay, I already resigned from the company that I worked, but I could just have a Camino, have this time out of the work, and then come back and apply for different positions. So thanks God I didn't do this because that was not right for me. I felt it and I followed that. And the answer was like, create your coaching business, but adventures coaching business. So I did create coaching business. I didn't create from adventures at that moment. It took me more than 7 years now to really start doing something that I already knew 7 years ago. Again, it's not a failure because it was not the only problem I was working with. My first one was about a divorce. So when I came back after these 6 months, I need to deal with this. I need to go through divorce procedures, and it was actually very complicated. It was more than 2.5 years finalize that process. And that is why, when I was doing MBA, one of the professors said, well, there are 3 areas in your life that you actually could do the change. It is location, it is your career, and it is your relationship. It's okay to make the change, but not all together. Yeah, so location was already changed for me 15 years ago. The question of marriage and the question of my career was very present for me at the same time. By the way, I don't recommend maybe to work with 2 questions, but that was my story. I felt something needs to change in both these areas in my life. and it just happened to be at the same time. What I'm proud actually that I did develop coaching business. I didn't have a waiting list of clients at that moment, and I was going through divorce. I didn't have financial stability anymore. So my focus at that moment was really like survival mode, because I need to generate income. I need to generate income now. I need to pay the bills. I need to sustain my daughter. I need to put butter on the bread, let's say. I'm not judging myself and I'm not finding excuses, but that was my reality. It's very difficult to create from the place when you're still surviving. Now I'm in a bit different stage, let's say, so I could devote 9 months just to think about the program that I want to create. But I didn't have that luxury at that time. So I create coaching business, but I didn't create the adventures coaching business. It took 7 years plus. And if I look in retrospective on this, it's not that it was a wrong Camino or I did something wrong. No, because I already get a clarity. I've got very clear answer, adventure coaching, but I didn't create the bridge like from my clarity to really the steps to it. I didn't have structure. I have nothing to lean into. To be honest, I just need to survive. And that is the exact gap I built the whole program around to close it. Yeah, not to give the answers or advices, but really to build the structure you could lean in when you're coming back, even if life, when you're coming back, demands a lot from you. We are still in relationships, we are still doing the work, everyday routine. We have a lot on our shoulders. And let me tell you a little bit about my clients' results. This program, it's totally new, but the work itself, I was doing all these 7 years. Maybe in different circumstances, maybe in different forms. If you remember, during the COVID, when everything was shut down, we actually planned real in-person Camino. We have even tickets booked, but the world, at the end of March, was closed. We didn't have opportunity to go in Spain at that moment. We decided to design online experience. Everyone has their question. Everyone has this urge, like maybe idea, maybe the dream that already was nagging, like kind of when you could not neglect it anymore. We have 7 weeks, and each week we walk special word. There is a specific 7 words of Camino that actually unfold a lot of new informations, the layers such as trust, compassion, love, heart. And interesting that it was less guided. People didn't go to Spain. They didn't go to any other Camino routes, but they still walked their Camino. They still get their insights. One of the participants had also a career question, like she was already many years on this corporate role, and she just didn't have time to think about what else is possible. So these words were guiding her to find her own solution. And at this moment, she's thriving in new chapter of your career. Another person came with a relationship issue. And again, especially during COVID, a lot of unfolded for a lot of couples. Again, this walk with this question in the nature helped to uncover something that was already there, but we are not paying attention. And yeah, one person finally had the moment that actually, hey, this dream already, like she also had it already as a night dream. She had some signals that the whole universe was pointing to her, hey, don't neglect any more dream. You have a brilliant idea, create it. And she did. When I was observing that, the insight that I've got being a coach, 45 or 60-minute session for one topic is not enough. Especially if it is like something that you postponed already for many, months, years. It's not enough just to uncover it in one session. For these deep longings, for these dreams, for these, sometimes we think crazy ideas, we need to build a bit longer momentum. This uninterrupted time when you could get the essence of what needs to emerge, when you could unfold it, when you could dream about this. And again, with all these insights and how you could still not give up on building the next steps. So it needs a bit more time, uninterrupted time. Coaching by itself, it gives you clarity, of course, but this guidance gives you opportunity to bring this bridge from the clarity to really steps and not to give up, especially when you have the first stops, failures, like, oh, it doesn't work. How you still continue, because it's important. This dream that you postponed already for so long time, but it's still there. So in the next 15 minutes, you will understand what are the 5 reasons people do Camino, and maybe one of these reasons is yours. Then I will share 5 biggest challenges that actually derail and devalue sometimes the whole Camino experience for people, and why the walk itself only 1/3 of the journey, not the whole experience. And what the people who really transformed their life, their relationship, their career, what they did differently. So stay till the end because I have gifts for you. First of all, I will share with you the assessment that I share with each of my coaching clients. It's an assessment about your patterns, those sabotaging voices that stays in the way and actually prevents your idea, your dream, your goal to really happen. And the second one, I will share the list of 10 beautiful provoking questions that you could borrow. Start already walking, even if it's like your evening walk or morning walk. Start walking with this question regarding your topic, regarding your idea, and see what will unfold. Okay, let's start. So, reason number one, it's when you feel that something is ending. And usually maybe it is with relationship with your partner, or maybe the career chapter is also ending. What we usually feel that, I did something wrong. Why my relationships are failing? Why I'm not satisfied with my career? And we think that our reason, that we are the losers, we are the failure. But actually, this is not true, because any relationship has arc. There is a beginning, there is middle, and there is like the closure, the end. In some relationships like 50 years, 60 years, and some relationships could be one day. There is no right or wrong duration, but knowing that and walking with this, Camino really helps to see this distinction. Nothing is wrong that the relationship are ending. Yes, you are leaving something, the previous chapter, but you are still arriving somewhere else. And how to do this more consciously and intentionally, that's the question that Camino helps to get clarity. Reason number two, when it's not really clear, but you feel stuck. And I think that's the most dangerous trap, because when you're really unhappy, when you're like, okay, I need to divorce, like kind of, you have this energy, maybe you're angry when like something happened in a relationship that you're so frustrated. So you want to get out of this. You have energy for this. And in the second reason is like, I'm not unhappy enough to leave it. At the same time, I also don't feel happy. And that's why there is no energy to act on, because you're kind of in between. But the cost and the price of this is that then you're not making decisions about that, because there is no urgency to do something about it, because it's not that bad. So you decide to stay. But the cost of staying in something that doesn't bring happiness is that you basically rob yourself from your future opportunities to be happy, to meet the real person that you will fall in love, to have a child, launch your own business, to create something that you always want to. That's the cost. Reason three, when something keeps calling you. So again, that's not a crisis. That's not something that you need to decide immediately. It's like you start noticing the signals. Maybe that dream that you always had, or that idea that you had, and you suddenly start again seeing it in others. Basically, universe show you these signals to recall it for yourself. Sometimes I hear from my clients, I always knew this, I always wanted this, that one. But again, with this feeling, I always wanted, but I didn't act on this, because we just don't know what to do. And that's why walking with this question again during uninterrupted times help you to see that and to put your path towards that. Reason number four, maybe something that you need to prove for yourself. And it might sound a bit egoistic and selfish, but it's not. Let me give you my own example. On my last Camino, I walked one day 45 kilometers. And it was not something that I planned to, but in the end of the day, when I saw at my watch how many kilometers I walked, I was pretty proud of myself. My ego was applauding. And the thing is that the beauty of this moment gives information to my brain. Wow, you're powerful. You are amazing girl. You did it. Accomplished big thing. It doesn't matter if it's 45 kilometers or something else. You send the signal to your brain that you are powerful. And then when your brain consumes that, you could bring the same energy to any area of your life. If I can do 45 kilometers in one day, I could do everything in my life. I'm powerful, I'm resourceful, I'm capable. And reason number five, you actually know the answer. You're already very clear. You maybe didn't walk even Camino before, but you know the answer for yourself, but you don't do it. And you didn't do it anything for all these years since you know this answer. And of course, there are many excuses. We're busy at work, we have kids, we have small kids, we have teenagers, like lives keep giving you a lot of those thoughts. How we could make sure that in the midst of all these roles and responsibilities, we still find the time for us, for me, for my dream, for my idea, because I know it for so long. And what Camino helps to remove this noise. When you walk, this is really time for you. This time it is for you, for your idea, for your dream, for your question. And then you are able to find that answer in this silence. And then in this silence, you're really capable to listen to yourself, to hear what needs to be done about that answer that you already know. I found what really helps in this approach that there are three clear steps. First of all, it is preparation. So before walking the Camino, you will be clear what is that question that you want to walk with. There will be a lot of sabotaging voices. The moment you want to change something, as you know, there are like, who do you think you are? Do you think you will make it? Do you think you will succeed it? You might fail. All these voices happen the moment we want to reclaim our dream. I will support you how to recognize those voices, how to mute, how to park them, and still choose to walk with your question. And I will literally prepare you physically and also mentally. What you need to take, what you don't need to take. Step number 2, you walk. This is really your pure, authentic Camino experience. I will not be guiding you here because I do believe that Camino is a solo journey. You need to be able to walk with yourself, with your own thoughts, with your own questions, without music, without podcasts, even preferably in the beginning without even chatting with other people, other pilgrims. This is your pure connection with yourself around this beautiful nature. And if it is long enough, uninterrupted time, you will for sure listen and hear your own thoughts, your own answers. And then step number 3, it's integration. The most overlooked part indeed, because I could prepare you. You could really walk and get your insights and clarity. And then you'll come back to your relationship, to your work, and life goes as it goes. It's very difficult without special structure, without special guidance to really commit and not stop in your commitment, not fail yourself, not what it is. The word. Interesting. I think I know this word and I even forgot it is because I'm not doing it anymore. It's not letting go. It is not surrender. Give up. Oh, because, yeah, interesting. It's my own insight. I don't know if I keep it in this video. I think I never give up because of Camino. Camino helps me not to give up this integration part. And when you don't give up, all your insights on your clarity becomes actually your actions. And these actions bring you towards the life that you really want to create. So preparation, walk, integration, 3 parts. Because without these 3 components, Camino could be just a good vacation. But if we implement all 3, then it's becoming your turning point. So I tested this format of this program with a couple of my clients. One client, she's amazing. She's already in big corporate, in a very famous company for 15 years. She's now at VP position. And she loves that from one side. But she's much bigger than that. Her ability, also spiritual growth is amazing. And she never knew how to combine these 2 words. With her specifically, I worked slightly different, also did some spiritual coaching. So there's like some more information that we added on this Camino journey. And at this moment, she just messaged me. She was just acknowledging so much, like my gift, my talent, but also she did these steps toward that complicated goal that she could not even imagine for herself before. That just warms my heart hearing that, seeing that. Another person came, again, like we worked with him already a long time, and he came with a relationship question. There's a good family, 2 kids. During the arc of 10 years relationship, something get flat. I worked with him personally on this, and the idea is how to revamp your relationship. And this is, again, could be a trap. I will prep him, he will walk Camino, we will integrate this part for him. What happens, especially with a relationship, if I'm not working with a couple together, but working only with one person in this couple, could be a bit tricky, because if it's possible, I usually work with a couple, but sometimes I have only individual client with relationship issue. And that was the case. We prepped him, he walked Camino. The challenge was with integration, because he now knows what needs to be done, what needs to be changed. He is actually very ready to implement these changes. But the thing is that he comes back to his wife. She might be very surprised to see your husband a bit new. He has changed. He has his own transformation. And the wife could be, wait a minute, give me back the previous version of my husband. Yeah, maybe it was not that sparkling anymore, but it was familiar. I know you. So that gap could be that big. And if you not integrate this knowledge, these new habits, these new things that you want to implement in your relationship, it actually could really crack the relationship even more. So we need to be very cautious about any transformational experience, how we really integrate back to our life. Yes, we want to respark the relationship, but we need to do it consciously and intentionally with a solid structure. So let me walk you through this real structure in steps. So first step is when you really understand the question that you want to walk with regarding your dream, regarding your idea, regarding your relationship. You're very conscious and intentional about this. Step number 2, it is important to meet these sabotaging voices. It is important to recognize them a bit proactively. The thing is that we will never be able to dismiss these voices forever. Oh, maybe it will not work again. That will not happen. Who do you think think you are, all these voices, they're still there. But it is important to train ourselves to recognize, consciously and intentionally mute them or park them, and still to proceed with your question. And this is a bit muscle that we need to train. Step number 3, you are really preparing for your walk. And it is important to prepare yourself physically, but also mentally. Literally, what you're taking in your backpack. Physically, what you're taking, because you need only essential. Recommendation is to have your backpack with a weight of 10% of your real body weight. But also, despite the physical stuff that you're putting in your backpack, what you're taking here and what you're not taking here in your mental backpack. Step 4, this is your walk. You walk by yourself in silence with intention to listen to yourself, to hear yourself, not the sabotaging voices, your real, your inner pilgrim, your inner leader. Step number 5, this is before we really go to integration, give yourself space and time just to be with your insights. You don't need to do something about this. Give this a bit of space, breathe this, sit with this. Yeah, so just like kind of, it's not about doing something, just like being with this without doing. Step number 6, this is the beginning of integration, when we harvest all our insight. What shift, what change, what unfolded, that's the moment. Step number 7, where you have conscious choice to look at your previous chapter. You're actually about to close it, but more consciously and intentionally. What needs to be acknowledged, what you will not miss in the previous chapter, what actually need to be grieved, yeah, before let it go. And then you're at a better place, kind of how you want now, again, more consciously and intentionally to shape your new chapter. And step number 8, walk your talk. Whatever you're prepared for, whatever you walked with, now you harvest the insights, ready for your next chapter. Now it's the time to walk the talk. And you walk the talk with your own accountability. It's in real life and with the support, not by yourself. So 3 stages. Stop the sabotaging voices. Stop procrastinating. Stop postponing your life. Then listen. What do you hear? This is uninterrupted time for you. Finally, just for you. And then walk the talk. To share one particular case, it's not a successful story, to be honest. In this cohort that I was leading during COVID times, one lady, she was attending, by the way, all the calls. And during, the group sharing, when we all come back together, share our experiences, she really had some profound, bright insight. I was amazed like what she discovered on her journey, knowing that it's not even in Spain. It was like she was walking around her neighborhood with a dog. But what happened next in our reconnecting call, she was very disappointed. She shared with vulnerability that actually all this inside, they were valuable, but she didn't act on this. So I offered her if she wants to go through this new arc of this program. Specifically, she was good at preparation, so she already knew this. Like she also knew how to do the Camino, and she did this small route from Sarria to Santiago de Compostela. She did it in 6 days. So we really paid attention our last 3 sessions, how she really could integrate with your idea, with your dream. By the way, she was also creator. She was creating a program. She was my fellow coach. It was amazing how she not only created the structure, but her confidence, how she spoke about this, how she showed up, how she recruited clients. Well, that was amazing to watch. Like really, I'm inspired by her. And there is a lot of even scientific research that proves why Camino is so essential and have this intentional positive impact on us. Even thinking about silence, right? Just look at your life. In coaching, we have a principle that each of us as human beings, we're already creative, resourceful, and whole, meaning that all the answers are already in us. And that's why also Camino doesn't give you answers. It's a practice. When you're walking the Camino, this is the practice when you're able to hear yourself, to hear your answers. If you think and look at your life, how often we give ourselves this uninterrupted time to be with silence, to be with ourselves, to start hearing your thoughts? Almost never. Because everything that we need to know, it's already there. But that noise of our busy life just don't allow us to sit long enough to hear these answers. Because we hear just the noise. We don't allow ourselves to go deeper in silence, in stillness. And psychology research on the Camino specifically backs that up. The research showed consistently it reduced stress. It is documented that you have this sense of post-war clarity, and what the researchers name as identity work that actually happens almost automatically when you combine physical movement and this uninterrupted time of silence, of solitude. But even without any psychological research, just look at your own life. Each of us are just overwhelmed with all these dopamine inputs, podcasts, Instagram, messages, emails. We barely have this uninterrupted time. Basically, our nervous system doesn't even have a time to reset, because even when going to sleep, what we do, we watch our iPhone, and when we wake up, the first thing that we do, we again watch our iPhone. We just put ourselves in the environment when we could not really make this distance and create this uninterrupted time without any distractions. And that's what Camino provides, in silence with ourselves. And we walk, that's the combination that if we stay long enough, it will actually help us to hear ourselves, to get this clarity and have a structure to act on this clarity. So as you see, there is no magic. It's actually a bit sad to realize that we as human beings not allow ourselves this stillness, this beauty of just being with ourselves and not doing something. So you're listening to me and I kind of know what you're thinking now. Oh, but I'm not physically fit to do 45 kilometers. First of all, you don't have to do 45 kilometers at all. And there is no prescription how many kilometers you need to do per day. Sometimes people ask me, so how you prepare for your Camino? Well, the thing is that if you're already walking, if it's already your usual practice, okay, that's great. Keep doing this. In my opinion, you could not prepare yourself to walk 45 kilometers. There's no even environment for that. You just show up and you just walk as many kilometers as you want, as you decide for yourself. And there is no rule again which kind of healthy conditions you should be, because people walk with different health conditions, people walk with different ages, people go blind, even people go on the wheelchairs. Let me maybe share my own story. First Camino, I walked 3 months after my ski accident. My knee was broken, my leg was not even straight. I wanted so much to walk the Camino, so of course I consulted my doctor and my physiotherapist. Both of them said that you can go, you can walk. They even said that you could actually not make it worse. But if you notice that the knee is swallowed, you need to stop. So that was my commitment for myself. I was willing to go, and of course I would like to do the whole Camino. Body shows me the sign that I need to stop. I will stop and fly the same day back. By the way, I walked the whole Camino, and even I think it was better for my knee because it became a bit more straight after walking 355 kilometers. I do believe that this is also part of your Camino. The goal is not to finish in Santiago de Compostela. Camino is practice. You walk in solitude, in silence, hearing yourself, your question, and you integrate it in your real life. And whatever shows up in Camino, it is part of the Camino, of your Camino, by the way. Well, some of you might say, oh, but I don't have time to go to Spain. Well, you don't have to. Well, there will be a couple of options. For those who want, we will have in-person experience. The small part of Camino, it's 115 kilometers from Sarria till Santiago de Compostela that you can walk, and actually you could get all the credential and passport of completing the Camino. But you don't have to, really. Sometimes in our life we want to do the program, but we maybe could not, due to different very valid reasons, we could not maybe fly to Spain. Don't worry, because I will prep you for this alternative option when you could still walk the Camino, not flying to Spain or Portugal, but you will have exercises to do even around your neighborhood. Don't worry about that. Some of you might say, oh, I have this thing, but I could not even voice it. I could not even maybe form it. That's okay. And that's the whole preparation stage will be about, not just to walk with a question. Again, nothing is wrong with this question. What is next for me now? But we could curate this question very specifically regarding this idea, regarding your dream, and also integrate that after. Another valid point, you might ask me, oh, what if I do all of that and nothing happens? If you really create time, space for yourself to hear you, something happens. Another question could be, oh, what if I discover something that I don't want to? That's why we avoid to look inside, right? And that is why you don't have to do it by yourself. Sometimes it's very scary to go to the places that, feels unknowing. That's why you need guidance, not the advisor, not the mentor. You need guidance, you need structure, you need to prep yourself for that. You need to do this walk, and then you need to structure to integrate all that. I could not promise that it will be easy, but it will be very rewarding for you. And you might also think, great, I like it, but I don't have time for that. It's my favorite one. Could be. And what I will ask you then, look in your life. Where else you say the same excuse? So whenever there is an answer, I don't have time for that, just ask yourself what you are spending time on and how is that important in your life. And that will be your answer. Let me tell you this, I didn't get where I am today just because 7 years ago I walked the Camino and I asked myself all these hard questions. No. I got at the point where I am now Because 7 years ago, I stopped pretending. I stopped pretending that I'm fine with my marriage when I was not. I stopped pretending that I love my career and my eyes are sparkling when they were not. So I stopped pretending for myself. First, I need to be honest and very vulnerable with myself that these big areas of my life, I'm not satisfied there. I'm honest here. It's not how I imagined this. Let me do one thing with you. I need my both hands here. I will do my own example, but you could do with me your own examples. Yeah? 2 hands, 2 lives. Let's say on the right hand, this is the life that I had 7 years ago. I was married happily? No. I was working in company, in corporate, happy? No. But it was not too bad, let's say. But also I was not passionate about this. And on the second hand, this is my life now. I'm happily married second time. I met the partner whom I love, who loves me. At 40 years, I was able to be pregnant and to have another child, my son, Bruce Legend, his name. I'm happy to pay for who I am, doing what I love, what I'm passionate about, coaching, facilitation, training, leading the programs. So looking at those 2 lives, if I look what I had 7 years ago, if I didn't change that, do you see the cost I will lose? I will probably not be happy. I will never meet my husband, or at least I will not be able to, if I'm married here, so I could not marry another person, my values. I will not have another baby. I will not have my Bruce. So I know how to have my son. And if I not did these decisions there, I will not have this here. And I will not be sitting here now talking about my program that I do believe will change the lives of you. I'm from Ukraine originally, and you know what's happening in my country at this moment. Many Ukrainians stop saying, oh, one day I will do. Because especially for Ukrainians who are still living in Ukraine, it's not guaranteed that one day will come. That's why we as Ukrainians, we try to live now, this time. Be happy now, create from this day. I'm not saying to scare any one of you. For me, it's the most vulnerable thing, to be honest with yourself. This time, for me, for my dream, for my decision, that I can do today, that I will not regret in many, we're still Ukrainians, we believe we will have many years. I don't want to regret what I didn't do when I have time now to create my life, my relationships, my career, whatever needs to be created now. That's why I created this program. This time for me, but this is for you. Take it. If what I shared so far resonates, if you recognize yourself in any of those circumstances, this program might be for you. It is called This Time for Me. It is 8-week program for people who are done postponing their life, procrastinating their dreams, and finally ready to walk the talk. So here's how actually it looks. First 3 weeks is the preparation phase, where we meet online for a 90-minute call with Q&A after. When you come with a question, we look at these sabotaging voices, and I really help you to prepare physically and mentally for this walk. Second phase is the sweet spot. You walk the Camino. There are 2 options. For those of you who could actually find 5, 6, 7 days to really walk, there is a short Camino. It's the last part of Camino Francés, 115 kilometers from Sarria till Santiago de Compostela, where I will go. And for those who want of you to join, you're very welcome. But this will be your solo trip. It will be really your solo authentic Camino, but we'll talk about in more details. If you could not fly, you will still have a structure how you could walk Camino in your neighborhood. For example, although the walking will be 5 days or 5-7 days, let's say, I intentionally create 2 weeks for those of you who might maybe want to do not the small part, but maybe the whole Portuguese Camino, because this one you could do in 10 days or in 2 weeks. Or maybe some of you would like to walk the part of any other Camino. For example, my first Camino was 2 weeks, and I did from Lyon till Santiago Compostela. This is the halfway of the French one. So I'll walk you through the details after. This is the walking stage. 1 week, for example, of walking, and then sit with this, not do something about this, just like be with this. And then 3 weeks after, it is integration. That's the most overlooked part, and that's actually how all your insights, all your preparation, in order not to lose it, will really use the structure, the tools, and the concepts that will help you to move forward and really make this turning point, finally. Enough to postpone. Preparation, walk, integration. 3 components, and we start Tuesday, August 18th. And don't worry, you will be fully prepared for each of the stage. In terms of preparation, we will really curate what is this urgent thing, what's the question you want to walk, what the sabotage thoughts you might meet and how to cope with them, what to take in your backpack physically and mentally, what not to take to that backpack. The walk itself, I will give all the information, it will share all my experience, what to do and not to do, what is like real authentic Camino looks like. I will give my recommendation, although it's your choice how you really want to do this, because this is your Camino. And the integration is when we, again, after whatever walk we've done, doesn't matter how many kilometers, we again come back together as pilgrims. And we not only share, although of course we'll have time and space for that, but we'll really use the special structure to make it real. Whatever you walked with, to make it real in your life. Not give up anymore, not postpone, not procrastinate, really make it real in your life. So in the end of the program, you will know how to close that previous chapter that you come from, how to do it consciously, what needs to be acknowledged, what needs to be grieved, what maybe actually you want to keep with you in the new chapter. Then the walk itself, you will be pilgrim with credentials. So you will actually walk the journey with all this excitement, with all these learnings. And you will able not just to have it as clarity or the question answered, but actually you could use the real structure to implement this. And this structure you could use in any areas of your life after, because you know how to do this now. So no more procrastination. And maybe, I just assume, but maybe that will be the first time in your life that they are doing something for yourself, not for someone else, for yourself, this time for me. And my promise to you is this: if you show up for all our meetings, if you do the work, the homework, if you walk the Camino, if you imply the structure how to integrate this, and still you feel, I have nothing out of this, I will not leave you at that place. I will provide additional maybe coaching session to really look at what's the challenge, what is still the blockage here. I don't believe that after doing all this work, you will not have idea what is your direction. So don't worry, you will have the result. I will support you. If you're ready, here's the next step. Under this video, I'll put the link how you could fill the application. It will take you just 2 minutes. This program is not for everyone, but if you're curious, I'm happy to have conversation with you regarding your topic, your dream, your insight, your question. If you're getting the signals that I have something but I still didn't act on this, follow those signals. If it's yours, do it for yourself, this time for you. And because you are here and you listen till the end of this video, I have 2 gifts for you. When you fill in the application, after you fill, you'll get as a bonus the assessment link, so you could do your assessment, see the patterns that stops you, that blocks you, your dreams. And also I'll share with you 10 questions that you already could start working with. You probably already will get a lot from just already not postponing, not procrastinating. Start walking now. Buon camino. Need to go to gymnastics.